We are talking about subsystems in the satellite communication system. So, many subsystems are there, and in that we can consider at first two types of the segments. Number one is space segment, and number two is earth segment. This earth segment can also be called as ground segment. Correspondingly, two types of subsystems are available. Those are space segment subsystems and earth segment subsystems. So, we will discuss about space segment subsystems. In that, we have to talk about satellite bus and payload. Before going to this satellite bus and payload, what are the subsystems are available in the space segment we will see. Altitude and orbit control system, orbital control system, telemetry tracking and command system, thermal system, like this. Some systems are available as subsystems. This attitude and orbit control system we will see in this lecture. And now satellite bus. Satellite bus is a platform or the system. This provides support for this payload operation. So these two are interlinked. The satellite bus and payload are interlinked. The satellite bus is the platform or the system that supports or carries the payload operation reliably for entire mission lifetime. For entire mission lifetime, the satellite bus carries the payload operation. So, what is payload? This terminology you have to understand this entire chapter. What is satellite bus and what is payload? So, payload is nothing but you can consider satellite, the containers with fuel, all those things you can able to consider as the payload. And in this case, we have to take communication payload is essential here. Communication payload. So, satellite bus carries the payload. Simply you can remember like that. Satellite bus is a platform that supports the payload operation for the entire mission lifetime. And you can see same thing. Satellite bus is carrying the communication payload. Now, first one is attitude and orbit control system. By using this subsystem, this is one of the subsystems of the space segment. This is one of the subsystems of the space segment, and this is the first one we are taking, that is attitude and orbit control system. By using this one, what we can get in the sense, the position and orientation. The position and orientation of the satellite can be maintained properly. To provide or to maintain the position of the satellite and orientation of the satellite can be done by using this particular subsystem, that is attitude and orbit control system. In order to have this one, in order to get the provision of this one, the thrusting is important. You are listening new words like thrust, payload, satellite bus, spacecraft bus. Satellite can be replaced with spacecraft also. So, this thrust has to be provided at required times, at a required number of times. Then, the maintaining of this position of the satellite and orientation of the satellite can be done properly. Thrusting is nothing but propulsion. This propulsion is nothing but providing the force on something forward. Okay. So, by using this thrust, we can maintain the position and orientation of the satellite properly. In order to maintain that one, what we need to do? We need to have the thrust. We need to provide the thrust for the satellite. That thrusting is involving the propulsion. That is nothing but the meaning of propulsion is applying the act of, it is an act of applying the force on something forward. So, in order to get the nature of this attitude and orbit control system, thrusting is the main important point. That can be done by using the second system called propulsion system. Just now I told about this one, propulsion system. Propulsion means act of applying force on something forward. So, because of this one, the thrusting can be done. If thrusting is done properly, then the position of the satellite and orientation of the satellites can be achieved properly. Now, second system is telemetry tracking and command system, TTC system, TTC. Okay. So, for the first system, you have seen that the position and orientation, these two are maintained. That is okay. Position and orientation have been done. That is okay. Then what next? The status and health. The status and health of the antenna which is available on the satellite, or about the subsystem's status and health of the subsystem should be intimated to the ground station. Should be intimated to the ground station. If something is bad, something is not good, then what we have to do? From the ground station, one command has to be sent. One command has to be sent. So, this particular subsystem has to receive this command and execute that command. Execution of that command has to be taken. All these things will be done in the telemetry tracking and command system. What about tracking? Tracking means this particular subsystem allows tracking of satellite. It has to allow the ground station, for tracking of satellite. So, these are all the things should be done by using this subsystem. First one, status and health of the subsystem should be known to the ground station. That information has to be sent. If ground station is sending the information or any command that has to be received, after that has to be executed, and tracking of the subsystem should be supported. The support has to be provided for the tracking to the ground station. So all these things will be done by using this telemetry, tracking and command system. So you see here, telemetry, tracking is possible, commands are taking and executing, all these three are possible. That's why it is called telemetry, tracking and command subsystem. Now power system. So power is related to solar panels, mainly solar panels attached to the antenna or satellite. Then here batteries are also available. Onboard batteries are available for the satellite. Whenever solar eclipse is there, then the solar panels are of no use. In case of solar eclipse, then the power requirements is mainly based upon this batteries only. So the power requirements of all the subsystems actually depends on solar panels. Whenever sunlight is falling on the solar panels, then the power requiring conditions will be done. But in case of solar eclipse, because the solar panels are of no use, it will be taken by the task is taken by the batteries, onboard batteries. Nickel hydrogen batteries are used in general. So for this, the system, what is the subsystem is taking care of all these things in the sense that is called power system. So whatever the power handling things are there, all those things are taken by this one. So in case of power system, it is related to power handling capability of the subsystem. So here solar panels, mainly the subsystems in the satellite are depends upon the solar panels for the power. Electrical power handling can be done by the solar panels, and all the subsystems are depending on this one only. But during the solar eclipse, the solar panels are of no use. During solar eclipse, at that time, the usage of the batteries will be taken care. So onboard batteries have been taken to provide all the power handling requirements. Now thermal system. So we have seen some systems, subsystems available in the satellite communication system, and those are having certain amount of operating temperature ranges. Within that operating temperature ranges only, the subsystems have to be operated. If the temperature range is going beyond that operatable temperature range, then the problems will occur. So the thermal system will be taking care of that action. Okay, so all the subsystems should have certain amount of operatable temperature range. Within this operatable temperature ranges only, all the subsystems should be operated. If the temperature is going beyond this operatable temperature range, then the problems will occur. To avoid those problems, this type of thermal subsystem is useful. So whatever I told till now, the satellite bus is providing the support to the payload. Same thing is represented here. So here we have seen about attitude and orbit control system, telemetry and tracking command system, power system, propulsion system in relation with the altitude and orbit control system. We have studied that one, thermal system and structure system. What is structure system means? To maintain the physical nature, to maintain the physical and mechanical strength to the all the subsystems, to maintain physical and mechanical strength for all the subsystems, this structural system is helpful. So, in the payload, as I said already, antennas and all those things are available, like micro repeater, all those things are available. Now, first one is attitude and orbit control system. We will discuss here separately. So, what is the purpose of attitude and orbit control system? Already we have studied about this one now. That is, it is giving about or it is maintaining the position and orientation. Position and orientation of satellite. Position and orientation of satellite is done by using, or these two are maintained properly by using this particular subsystem called attitude and orbit control system. How it is happening? How this subsystem is maintaining the position and orientation of the satellite properly. If any changes are there in the orientation of the satellite, then the signal cannot be received by the earth station on the earth. So, the orientation of the antenna should be properly maintained. That will be taken care by this particular subsystem. But how? That thing we will see now. So, you observe in this figure, here earth is available and this side north is there, north pole. And assume it is geostationary, but in the diagram, we did not show properly. But you assume this is geostationary orbit and it is the satellite. The solar panels of the satellite are in north side and south side. These two are the solar panels, like that you consider, and these two are oriented in the directions of north and south, and it is the satellite body we can consider. And here north side is top of the earth, like that we have taken, and this is the orbit. In this orbit, that is geostationary orbit, in that the satellite is revolving. So, to maintain the position and orientation of the satellite, what this attitude and orbit control system is doing? For that, 3-axis rule is taken. 3-axis rule. Where this satellite is available, at that place, 3 axes are defined. Those are y-axis, roll axis, pitch axis. These are the 3 axes we are using to control or to maintain the position and orientation of the satellite properly. Now, roll axis. In this diagram, you can observe the roll axis. This is the roll axis. Around this one, the satellite can able to rotate. So, how we have taken this roll axis, that you observe? This is the orbit we have taken. In this orbit, the satellite is revolving. For example, we have considered this is the position of the satellite now. At this point, we have to draw a tangential line for this orbit. Then you will get this line. Okay, that is roll axis. 3 axes we have to take here: roll axis, pitch axis and y-axis. And now we are seeing about this roll axis. This roll axis should be drawn in such a way that it is the line should be drawn tangential to the point on the orbit. Now, the satellite is available at this point in this orbit, in this position of this orbit. At this position, now you have to take one tangential line. Tangential line means that line touches that orbit at only one point, that is the position of the satellite. Okay, then that line is taken as the roll axis. Next, because of this roll axis, we can able to, the orientation can be done in one particular direction. If the orientation is not properly available for the satellite, then the satellite orientation can be adjusted by taking this roll axis. Then pitch axis. In this diagram, the pitch axis has been taken. The pitch axis should be perpendicular to, this is the pitch axis, this should be perpendicular to roll axis and also perpendicular to orbit. Okay, orbital plane otherwise. So, the pitch axis must be perpendicular to roll axis and also perpendicular to orbit. So, if any variation is available in north-south direction, that can be adjusted by using pitch axis. If any variation is available in the orientation of the antenna from east to west, that can be adjusted by using roll axis. So, these are the two important things to orient properly. Okay, to orient the satellite properly, these are the two things we are using in this 3-axis technique. One is roll axis, that is for adjusting the orientation of the satellite from east to west. If any variation is available in that direction, that can be adjusted by using roll axis. If anything is problem in the orientation of the satellite from north to south direction or south to north direction, that can be adjusted by using this pitch axis. How to draw roll axis? Roll axis should be drawn at a point where the satellite is available in the orbit. At that point, we have to draw the tangential line. That tangential line itself is the roll axis. Then how to draw the pitch axis? Pitch axis should be drawn perpendicular to the roll axis and also perpendicular to the orbit. That is the pitch axis. Now y-axis. Now y-axis. This y-axis is drawn towards the earth. From the satellite towards the earth, we have to draw a line, that is y-axis. Okay, and this y-axis is touching the earth surface at one point, that is already we know about subsatellite point. Subsatellite point is a point of intersection of the earth surface with the line joining the centers of the satellite and the earth. We have to take the point of intersection of the earth surface with the line joining the centers of the satellite and the earth. That line itself is y-axis. When we have studied about subsatellite point, I did not use the term y-axis. But now in this 3-axis representation, we are taking the y-axis. So that y-axis is the line which is responsible for the subsatellite point. Again, I am repeating the definition of the subsatelliting point. Subsatellite point is a point of intersection of the earth surface with the line joining the centers of the earth and the satellite. That line itself is the y-axis. If any problem is there in the y-axis direction, that cannot be done that much easily as what we did by using this roll axis and pitch axis. So, pitch axis is for the adjustment of the orientation of the satellite in north to south direction, and by using this roll axis we can adjust in the east-west movement. And observe this diagram. Satellite dynamics. Why should I take here dynamics? In the sense it is time varying nature. As time is changing, the properties of the satellite are changing, so we can tell that is satellite dynamics. So because of these changes, we have to adjust that one. The orientation and position of the satellite are changing as time is going on. That's why that is coming under dynamics property. When dynamics is arising or something has been changed in the position or the orientation, then we need to go for these sensors. The sensors sense the orientation of the satellite. That is the purpose of the sensor. The sensors sense the orientation of the satellite. If any problem is there, then that will be given to the control strategy. The control strategy can be on the satellite or that may be on the ground station. So, the ground station will send a command to the actuator, then the adjustments will be done in the actuators. Here actual adjustments will be done. And again sending through this satellite dynamics through the negative feedback, through the feedback loop here. So, if error is 0, then we can tell that particular orientation has been adjusted. That means the roll axis and pitch axis have been adjusted so that the orientation has been properly maintained. And about the sensor, in the previous diagram I said simply this particular sensors sensing the orientation of the satellite, and if any problem is there, that error will be sending through the control system. How it will be done? That sensing part we will see here. How that sensing will be done about the orientation. So, you observe this diagram. Here Earth is available. This is about the satellite system, and in the satellite system here in front of that one lens is available, and because of this lens the IR, here we are using infrared rays for the sensing the earth boundary. It is about reference is the earth boundary only. With respect to this earth boundary, it is working. So, this lens is working under this infrared rays, and because of this infrared rays, it will be going like this. And here the slit filter along with this IR sensor are taken. It is just in one way we are representing this slit sensor. If you see in another direction, the slit sensors are like this. If you see from this direction, what you have seen in the previous slide, those are available, and in the another direction, if you see the slits, it will be like this. And these slits are maintained symmetrically. These slits are maintained symmetrically. And if you see here also, because these two are symmetrical, the earth nature, this boundary has been taken into the consideration by using this lens, and it will maintain the display is like this. According to this display, we can tell is there any problem is available for the orientation of the satellite or not. If these two are equal distance, then we can tell there is no problem, and we can tell this pitch axis is perpendicular to the nadir. We know about nadir and zenith. Nadir means lower direction, zenith means upper direction. So, from the satellite towards the earth station is nadir. Now, here some problem is there, so these two are not symmetrical here. So, the pitch axis is not perpendicular to the nadir, it is indicating some problem is there in the orientation. So, because of this slit filter and IR sensor, the display is like this now. If no problem in the orientation, then the display is like this. Now, because of some problem here, this slit we can able to observe this position has been moved upside, and this position is also moved upside. So, these two are not symmetrical. Whenever these two are not symmetrical, we can get the electrical signals also, like voltage signal with respect to time we can able to get, where the variations we can able to observe in these two. When if you draw the voltage signal and time variation electrical form for the in this case, you will not find any change. So here orientation is available properly. But here you will not get the orientation properly. So it is understood that some problem is there in the orientation of the satellite. Now in this case it will be understood in only one direction. In order to get the orientation information in the other direction, we have to adjust these slits like this. But by using only here two pairs of the slits are required to get the information about in two directions. But by using these curved slits, we can able to get the information in both the ways. That means in this way we can able to observe, and in this way also we can able to observe. In these two directions, horizontal way and vertical way, we can able to identify the orientation of the satellite by using these curved slits like this. And in these curved slits, we need to identify the values of phi 1, phi 2, phi 3 and phi 4. These are the angles measured from the center line only. Center line to the curved line, this curved slit, the angles have been measured, and these are 4 are there, phi 1, phi 2, phi 3, phi 4. And one simple calculation we have to make, phi 1 plus phi 2 minus phi 3 plus phi 4. If this is equal to 0, it is indicating these are symmetrical. What we have done in the previous case, with in the same manner, after calculating this phi 1 plus phi 2 minus of phi 3 plus phi 4, if it is equal to 0, then we can tell these are symmetrical. So the satellite has been oriented properly. Then there is no problem. If this is positive value if you get, or any negative value you are getting, according to that you can able to adjust the roll axis value and pitch axis value, so that the antenna will be, or the satellite will be oriented properly. This is about attitude and orbit control system, where we can maintain the position and orientation of the satellite properly, and in which we have seen 3-axis technique, where roll axis, pitch axis and y-axis are used. And these are the quiz questions. By observing this lecture, you can able to answer all these quiz questions. What is space segment? What are the space segment subsystems? Explain about orbital attitude and orbital control system. And this is like a long answer question you can able to consider. Thank you.